Hello, everyone. How are you doing? We're starting here our, our session for Out of the Box Developer Podcast. And today we have a very special guest, my good friend and Java champion, Professor Isidro. Professor, thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh,
And to start here, we usually say a few words. So, Pedro, if you want to begin.
Yeah. Wow. Thanks so much for today. Thanks so much, Professor Zido, to be here with us. Yeah. Today we have like a very important topic, and I think this is something that is changing in our software developer lives, and we need to be aware so we can keep going and going in our career. So, yeah. Thank you so much, Professor, to come to us. I'm really eager to hear about what you have to say.
Okay, how about you, Chila? How are you doing?
I am fine, thank you, Luis. Good evening, everyone, Pedro, and especially Professor Isidro. Very happy to have you here with us. So I'm looking forward to this podcast and learning more about AI skills and everything what Professor Isidro has for us today.
And before I introduce Professor Isidro, I want to call Igor here. Hello, Igor. How are you doing?
hey
Thanks.
guys, hi everyone. How you doing? It's great to join us today. It's great to have this amazing session with this great guest here. That is Professor Isidro. It's a pleasure to have you here, and looking to learn a lot from your teachings. As usual, we always learn a lot, especially this very important subject that we're going to talk. But let me say hi to my fellow companies here. Hi, Pedro. Hi, Sila. Hi, Luis. And hi, that everyone that is watching us and looking to learn together with us. Great to have you here, Professor. Looking forward.
So, for you that is joining us right now live, please say hello in the chat, say where are you from. And without further ado, I want to introduce our guest. Professor Isidro is a good friend. He's a college professor. He does lots of things, but he's an educator by heart, a very good friend. And we were together the other day in the AI collective event, and I said something that is very true. Professor Isidro is the kindest person I know in the whole world. So, Professor Isidro, it's
Thank
very
you
nice to.
so thank you so much, my friends. I'm feeling home being with you, all of you, Pedro, Igor, Chila, Luis. For me, it's a great pleasure to be here. It's an honor, actually, because to be surrounded by so many important and loved people, for me, it's a very, very, very great opportunity to celebrate not only technology but to celebrate friendship and life, and here we are just to talk about a little bit about AI, because I think I don't know, Luis, can I introduce the subject, or what do you, is there any kind of protocol, or
No, no, this is a free conversation. Feel free to
okay,
talk about anything.
very good. But can I talk, just let me introduce one topic before we start. I am 48 years old. I think I'm the oldest in this conference, in this chat, But what's a good advantage of being uh, old, elder in this situation? I could presence, in my humiliant opinion, for great events on technology. I would like you, if you to know if you agree with me or not. The first big movement, big, great, huge movement in industry of computer science and programming was the adoption of personal computers in office environment. You remember, for example, around about the beginning of 90s, most of companies, most of employees were worried about computers will change, will get your jobs. You remember that? There was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
very important
When
movement.
you say that, it just says our age, but no problem. I do remember
No,
that.
from the 90s, the beginning of 90s.
Yeah.
The second great big movement in technology was the millennium bug. You remember the millennium bug? From Yes, yes. I was finishing
Yeah.
my graduation, undergraduation, and I was working on software industry, and everyone was desperate about what can we do to calculate some financial rules. Why? For those who don't remember, we use it to store dates using 6 digits, 2 for days, 2 for month, and 2 for years. And in using software, we concatenate the 90 with the corresponding year. And the day after, for example, the day after 19, uh, 30, 31st of December of 1999, the day after it, would be the first January 1st of 90. Wow, it was a very, very, very big mistake in computers, in programming, in everywhere. Okay, what the mainstream media use it to sell with this narrative? The world is going to collapse, you know. But what did we have for in this situation? Okay, the world continues, the world went on, everyone is healthy, everyone is working, and we keep going. Okay, very good. The third great moment in computer science and technology was about cloud computing and the dot-com companies around 2010, more or less 2012. Okay, what do we have? Again, the mainstream media use it to tell to everyone, oh, you don't need more developers. You just have one version of your software. You can update it. Everyone use it to access using internet. Just one version, just one software, and we don't need developers anymore. Okay, how many careers did we create from cloud computing and network? You didn't have system administration, you didn't have SRE, you didn't have DevOps, you didn't have traffic manager, so you didn't have social networks, because social networks only exists due to cloud computing. Why? Because we use it to distribute software. You will remember. You will remember this way. This way, use it to
Yeah.
distribute. So you have a box. So many companies use it to show their software boxes on the on the entrance, on the company entrance. You have a CD, okay, or floppy disks. It was difficult, it was expensive, and cloud computing brought this amazing revolution on computer industry. Okay, okay,
Yeah. Hey,
and
professor.
yes, please,
S-
Igor.
since you just showed us a physical version of
Yes,
Office, and not
I
only on,
still have.
you do have one. Yeah.
Yes,
And
I still have one. You know.
if we do remember, not only software was deeply changed by cloud computing, but
Yes.
also movies, the
Yes.
blockbuster that
You went to
existed.
movie rent to get
Yeah.
your movies for the weekend. To get your
Yeah.
tape from
Yeah.
weekend.
It, tape it's even older, but when we look to DVDs, that has
Yes,
completely changed with
yes.
streaming,
You didn't
and
have
also
streaming.
for games as well.
Yes, that's the point. You know, but what's the main message of all of this? Everything is all the time changing. We
Yes.
have we have our commitment to ourselves is we have to understand and have to get adapted to this, to those changes. And in my humility opinion, AI is the fourth great movement on technology. So, what's the big advantage of being old in this area? You can see you can live all those movements with serenity, more calmly, without so this huge hype. For example, people when ask me, "Oh, Isidro, how do you see AI development for the next 5 years?" I don't know. I have no idea. 5 years ago, I didn't even imagine that today we used to use AI for almost everything, for even for love advices. But what's the problem? If you try to predict the future and you get frustrated with this, you're going to be stuck on your career because you will change. No, now, for example, GPU development. Okay, what we used GPU for most 10 years ago? Games, games,
Games. Yeah.
mostly games and virtual reality or augmented reality or whatever. But graphical industry. And then crypto, crypto coins. Okay, you have lots of farms of crypto decrypting and whatever. Okay, how could you imagine that we now use mostly GPUs for AI? Okay, it's a change because what's the main advice that I try by hard to follow? Don't be affected by the hype and try to do your best with the tools you have on your hand right now. There's a rule that I try to follow. It's not my conclusion, but I went to an event last month, I think, and there was a workshop of soft intelligent agents using a specific framework, the run flow framework. Okay, and the host showed me one very important information. There's a proportion called 70, 20, 10. Why most of software agent projects fail? Because developers and managers don't observe this proportion. 70, 20, 10. 70% of the success of a agent project, people and process. Internal, what do you want to do? What's the problem you want to solve? 20% is about technology, which programming languages, tech, if you're going to use low code or no code or hard code, what, uh, uh, how used you are with technology, and 10% your AI model. What it means, if you know very, very, very well what you want to do, the AI model doesn't matter. If you don't know what to do, the best AI model don't don't solve won't solve your problem. So that I use it to imagine that, but he could tell everything that I was thinking that I couldn't connect the dots. 70, 20, 10. Okay. Why do I say that? Because many people suffer because there are so many technology influencers that are not good, making a good job. Why? Do you remember last year, for example? Okay, May, April of 25. What was the model released in this time? DeepSeek. Do you remember DeepSeek? The Chinese AI model, open source, whatever. Okay, and etc. Okay, what do the tech influencers use it to say? Oh, DeepSeek is gonna kill OpenAI. DeepSeek is gonna kill ChatGPT. DeepSeek is gonna change, disrupt all the AI models. Blah 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 blah. Okay, what happened to DeepSeek? Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. OpenAI was releasing the Series 3 of their model, GPT-3, 3.5, and started to launch Series 4. Series 4 of AI models from OpenAI use it to have tool calling functionality that allow it to implement software agents. Oh, it was a big change. And DeepSeek didn't have tool calling in that time. Okay, DeepSeek evolved, whatever, etc., etc. Okay, so hype won't take you to anywhere. Okay, but now the mainstream talks about Claude. Claude or Claude, I don't know how to say it. Some people say Claude, some people say Claude. Here at home, I say Claudio Miro, that my personal employee, personal and
Claudio
virtual
Nor.
employee. No, a guy
Claudio.
from Claudio, a guy from the countryside, my buddy from my hometown Jaú, Claudio Miro. Okay. And if you can someone change to my slides, please. Okay. Now Claude is the spotlight. Okay. And what can I use with Claude? Okay. This presentation I presented to more or less 112 C levels on an event 2 weeks ago. Okay, the CDO AI Masterclass. One person, 10 virtual employees using Claude and skills. What is our problem? Is there anyone here in our chat who is an entrepreneur, who is trying to make a company or whatever? Is there anyone here trying to make some company? Okay. What is the main problem? I have a company. I have the EasyFlix platform, and I suffer a lot with so many things that I'm not expert. For example, financial issues, law issues, marketing issues, operation issues, support issues, and whatever. Okay. What I try, Patricia is trying to be an entrepreneur. Welcome, Patricia. I, I feel the same that you feel. I hope this can be useful for you. Okay. What's the problem for a big company, for example? Oh, that's me. Hi, who doesn't know? Nice to meet you
Hey,
guys.
it's
I'm
you.
Professor Isidro. I always forget that I have a presentation slide. Okay. So what's the main problem of this? Okay. If I have a company and I have to hire a senior developer, I have it's an expensive task because for the annual cost of a senior software is about 300,000 reais. You take more or less 6 months to make to make him performing in full competences. You have 60% of his time trying to transfer information, not giving more ideas or trying to see the business. Okay, it's expensive, it takes time, and it's not so productive as we want. Okay, for example, but if you hire a junior software developer, okay, you have to take your time teaching culture, you have to take your time teaching procedures, you have to take your time teaching tools and procedures, internal procedures of your company. Okay, so I am not trying to hire no one. Okay, anyone. But I myself, Isidro, on my own, will try to get some kind of expertise that I want minimally talk to other human experts. What do I have to do with this? In Silicon Valley, there's a very common term that is the high individual contributor, the HIC professional. Why? Why this kind of professional is surging? For example, one complex task, you have just one expert. If you have to scale your team, you have to hire more people. Okay, that's the most important thing. The knowledge is locked into employees' mind. Take this, okay? Results depend on the disponibility of availability of each professional, and you have a fixed cost independent of the volume of the amount of work. Okay, the high individual contributor tries to be an expert on its own subject, but it use expertise from other virtual experts. How? One person, multiple roles in parallel. Scale, you try to orchestrate your software agents. You have now knowledge embedded on your skills. What does everyone use here? Skills on Claude. That's a point. Claude and Anthropic introduced the term skill. What is a skill? Actually, just a system prompt, a set of system prompts. But what's the difference between system prompts and skills? Skills can be loaded on demand. You cannot, you don't even every interaction with your model load your full skills, your full system prompt. You can load parts of your system prompt on demand. Okay, that's the main difference between skills and only system prompts. Okay, so you can have a very variable cost for per use. Okay, you can have results available 24/7 on demand. Okay, and you have support from data analysts, copywriters, law assistants, project managers, market researchers, developers, financial consultants, people consultant, supports, strategies, and whatever. Those kinds of professionals you can implement using skills. And what is the big difference using skills? They can be managed, they can be versioned, they can be accessed, they can be controlled. Wow! Why? Because they are text files, they are markdown files. So you can create just one skills and share it to your whole team. And your whole team can work following your skills rules, following your skills procedures, following your skills capabilities. It can be a change in our way of working. Okay. What do we have now, right here? For example, a project manager, 1 or 2 hours writing a summary of your company and whatever. Okay, you can have an agent or a skill to do this. You can have a skill to get the meeting transcription and to extract action plan, to-do list, points of improvement, points of to keep our product better, and send emails to everyone interested in this part. Okay, that's the main point. Again, it can be a change. Okay, another one, financial consulting. I have to talk to my financial consultant. And how can I use these skills, these abilities to talk to him? I'm not, that's a good point. I'm not in switching my consultant, my professional. I just try to talk to him better. Okay, I can calculate ROE, I can calculate risks, I can have an executive summary, whatever. Okay, what is the main point using this? All of skills for example, my project manager, my financial consulting, my strategist. I can identify blind spots on my company. I can identify counter arguments because, for example, my potential customer doesn't want to buy my product. I can try to get some arguments to convince him to buy my product and whatever. Okay, all of them can be implemented into skills. Dennis has a good point here. Some companies are calling forward deployed engineer. It's a very, very, very good point. Forward deployed engineer is related to a professional that have technical skills, Dennis, and product skills. For example, I always, I'm going to make a parenthesis here because, for example, I always say to my computer science students, guys, you are junior developers. Okay, you have your level of exigencies increased. Increased a lot. Okay, you have to be more strategic. Why? How can a junior developer can be prepared for this crazy software industry, current software industry? Okay, you have to know fundamentals the most. I think the most important thing for you is you have to know fundamentals. Why? The AI can model your full database. Does anyone here try to delegate database modeling to Lovable? Anyone here use Lovable? Has already used it Lovable? I think it's the main spot software platform here for software development. Okay, you have tried. Okay,
yeah, for web development.
Yes, for front-end developer. And if you integrate to Supabase, you have almost a backend. Okay. If you delegate to Lovable to model your database, it will always define your primary key as UID data type using strings. Why? Whatever the reason, and it's a discussion. It always have a discussion when you talk to do database administration, DBAs. Okay, why? The problem is not to have this kind of data type as your primary key. The problem is when it becomes your foreign key, because your queries are going to be more are going to be slower, because a join using UID data types is not as fast as joining using integer data types. To search an integer value is much faster than searching a UID data type. Okay, performance. Okay, and if you don't tell to Lovable to model your database using numerical data types to your primary keys, he's going to choose UID data types. Okay, how can you evaluate if your database is modeled as you want to be modeled? Okay, so you have to study fundamentals. Okay, so, but okay, I know fundamentals. I know how to use an AI to write code for me. And how can I be different? To be more strategic, to see the product as your boss, your leader sees the product. For example, I always told to my students, software is to solve someone's problem. If your software does not solve someone's problem, your software is just an amount of lines of code, an amount of useless lines of code. Okay, so you have to understand what your software is for. What kind of user, what kind of final user do you attend? What kind of problem you solve? What kind of position on your market share do you have? What are your who else implements the same solution that you do? How is how your can be positioned on your market? What your difference among other concurrents, and whatever. You must have this kind of point of view. Why? Because writing software is turning to commodity. Any AI can write code much faster than us. Much better, I don't know, but much faster for sure. Okay. So what's the point in the final mile, then the last mile? Okay, you or me can be supported by different technical and specialized professional virtual professionals. Okay, strategist, financial consultant, project manager, and whatever. Okay, but Isidro, I just use Claude. I can use Claude for my team. I can use Claudio Miro for whatever I want. I don't know. I know this. But what do I try uh, to explain to you? If you use Claude as simply a tool, you can make your user, your company buddy, to create the prompt, to context the prompt on its head, and get. You can have the same to the listen. 70 2010. You remember? Remember. Okay. The same tool, same Claude available to 2 employees, okay? For 2 professionals. One can extract the best of Claude and another one can extract the worst of Claude. You know? Okay, if Claude is just a tool, you can have this kind of discrepancy. If you have Claude plus skills as your operation foundation, you can make it available for anyone on your company. Your context is not a user context, but can be a company context. It's much better. And you can audit your results. Wow, because everyone is following the same playbook. Your skills could be your company playbooks. It's much better. All your company procedures can be implemented as skills. Okay, knowledge now is part of your company, is an active inside your company. Okay, so obviously, Claude is not perfect because it can hallucinate, it can be dependent. You can make dependencies of Claude without a clear process. You don't have data governance. You can have confirmation bias. Okay, it's not a problem of Claude, it's a problem of any kind of model. And the most important thing, you can use skills, let's say, outside Claude environment. You can use skills, for example, using Gemini models, using OpenAI models, because skills, okay, currently it's a tool inside Claude environment. But if you know that a skill is a kind of system prompt, you can use this kind of tool using any kind of model with some adoptions. Okay, with some adjusts. Okay, but it's possible. That's the point. Okay. Okay. So Claude does not deliver information. Claude does not deliver your skills. Claude does not deliver your results. You can skills to break the big problem, into small problems. You can define your context engineer, and you must review with a lot of criticism your results. That's the main point. What do I want to tell you guys? Using skills, you can have governance. You can store your skills on a GitHub repo, and they can be versioned, and they can be audited, and they can be accessed. For example, you have a GitHub repo to store to manage all your skills development. Yes, and it can be versioned to downgrade version, to upgrade versions, and whatever. You can have governance on your company knowledge. You create an organization on GitHub, it's very easy. You can have your whole team inside this organization, and anyone in his team can download and install a new skill on to use on their day by day activities. That's the main point. That's the main point. We developers, we are using this kind of tool strategically because we are looking to a company way of work, and we can for example, the main problem when we try to convince our leaderships to adopt an AI model, why do I have to adopt, I don't know, OpenAI or Copilot or I don't know, Gemini or Claude? Okay, skills can be a very, very good way to convince your leaders to adopt this kind of AI, because you can manage your playbooks writing skills. That's the point. That's the point. Okay? Okay. And my last slide. You can not trust on me. Okay. Everything that I told you could be a bullshit. Okay, no problem. Try to validate yourself. Try to have these 3 steps on your day-by-day activities. Identify a task that you take, for example, 2 hours. Okay. Open your Claude Cowork, describe your task, see the result, create a skill, try to manage this kind of skill, and try to apply on your routine. Decide if it changes your way of working or not. One example. Today I posted on Instagram that my book will be sold with a very, very interesting discount. Okay, my book is, I have packet publishers announce a big discount for my book. Okay, from $43 to $99. Okay, $9.90. Okay, the Java Web Internals book. Okay, no problem. I created a post and I asked to my followers, send me a message writing Java, and I will send the link to buy if everyone interested. Okay. My marketing advisor told me, why don't you use ManyChat? ManyChat is a tool that you have to subscribe. You have a paid version to use ManyChat to automate this kind of answer. I told him, no, let's use Claudio Miro. Why not? I have the Chrome extension. Okay, I cannot use 24/7. It's not so many followers that I have. Okay, everyone who send me a direct message writing Java, Claude can identify and answer with the book link for free. Oh, for free not, because I'm already a subscriber of Claude 2, but I don't have an extra cost to implement another tool. I have the tools that I have internally to solve my problem. So try to do it yourself. Don't trust me. Try to do it and validate on your own routine. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
Very good, very good. It's very interesting how skills can enhance, and you just brought an extra vision that goes much beyond software development, right? Since we are here in the development channel, and for that can kind of used for almost anything. You can
Yes.
create the role like you just showed, and that's also very interesting for me and for anyone that is looking to be an entrepreneur, like you mentioned, for anyone that are software engineer, like most of us are. But the the usage of this is almost infinite. You,
Infinity.
yeah, you can use that for almost everything. Of course, you need to make sure that the results are what is expected. That's
Yeah.
where the knowing the fundamentals comes into play that you mentioned. But yeah, that's great, powerful too. And I will try with these skills because I've done that in different prompts, different conversations, used skills mostly for software development, but not for these different roles. And that's
Yeah,
really powerful.
yeah. And
I'm just not sure how many tokens would it burn, or if this would require a higher subscription on cloud. Let's say maybe you can share how much it costs on tokens, or if you needed a bigger cloud subscription to play this all.
for example, I have the Cloud Pro subscription. Is not the $20 per a month subscription.
Mhm.
And what do I try to do? I try to identify myself some kind. I think I have one slide here. Let me just one. Let me just think about it. One thing. Just once. I think I have in my company. Let me see if I have this kind of information, because I try to make a slide. I'm going to answer your question, Igor. Just one second.
Yes,
Let me
no
see if
problem.
uh, let me see this one.
While you search for the right slide, I just shared the link for your book in the chat. So
Oh,
if you
thank
want
you
to
so
get a
much,
discount,
Luis.
please
Mhm.
follow the link.
Oh, thank you so much. I have one slide here. Let me see. No, Gemini. I don't know where did I put this slide. Ta, 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 ta. Ta, 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 ta. Let me see. Oh, this one. I try to. This one. In my company, I'm going to download this. Why? Why? For example, let me try to get this image. What I tried to implement in my company. Okay, here we are. I'm going to open it on my computer. That's good. Great. Gemini. Here we are. For example, I have lots of difficulties with contracts. Okay. I have a consultant to read my contracts and try to make some how can I say, make some appointments. Oh, take care about this, take care about that, take care about whatever. My secretary, okay, Google Meet can record my meetings and take notes. I implemented, it's not Claude, okay, but I implemented an N8N automation to get all my meetings and to get inside from my transcriptions. This one, oh, Isidro, I'd like to, can you make a presentation on my company? Okay, my difficult is to make some commercial proposal. Okay, I have a skill to help me how to make commercial proposals. This one, we organized, it was a test for my wife. She asked me to organize my weekly agenda, okay, my weekly calendar, and I shared with her my skills, because I can just write what I have and it integrates to my Google Calendar. Okay, this one, we implemented a a chat bot on our Discord channel. Just 1 second, please. Sorry, on our chatbot, on our Discord channel, to help my students. And this one, this one was very, very, very nice, because I have to emit some, I don't know how to say this in English, nota fiscal. Okay,
Invoice.
some kind of invoices. I
Yeah.
try. I think invoice is a better
Fiscal
uh,
invoice.
a better translation. Okay, I have to emit all my invoice to my students, and there is a tool that I have to pay to emit all invoice. No, I deny to pay. Okay, I just open our invoice system website. I attach a Google Sheet, and I have those kind of students that bought my products, and I just tell to Claude, okay, get these those forms. Please click on those buttons and get those columns from this worksheet. That's it. That's it. So I try to optimize because my company is just myself. And if I had to pay for all of those tools, I didn't have money enough to support these kind of needs. That's the main point, Igor. I think it's not about only software development. Software development, you can have your tech lead, you can have your quality assurance, you can have your DevOps, you can have your cybersecurity consultant, whatever, and you can have your administration virtual employees. That it costs me a lot to do this. It costs me a lot.
That's great. That's really powerful. And even it's even more interesting since you're using just the $20 per month plan.
A very
It,
simple plan.
yeah, maybe. Do you believe that since you mentioned Gemini, you could use the same with Gemini or I don't know, it's anti-gravity, I believe, from Google's
Yeah.
that use Gemini model.
For example, I don't use, for example, I didn't tested anti-gravity at this point, but for example, I can use for front. I'm trying to modernize my platform. I don't use Lovable anymore. Now I am using this kind of tool. Do you know Dyad? Have you ever heard about Dyad?
I heard about it.
Yeah, it's a kind
Diet?
of
No.
editor that have. What's the good thing about Dyad? You have just for front ends. It's like it's a lovable. It's a local lovable on your machine. You can set up your AI provider. You can use, for example, OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, XAI, OpenRouter, Vertex, Dyad, Azure, AWS, Minimax, and local models. Okay, local models
Oh,
for me didn't work as I wanted. Okay, but for example, Google, you have a free tier of Google. Very, very, very interesting because you can use Gemini API calls for free. And I always use this kind of, for example, I have so many apps. Let me see my apps. Oh, for example, no. I think that's not it. Let me see.
This is like what Mateus was saying in the chat, like it's software,
Yes,
software for yourself.
yes, software. Yes. For example, I create a landing page in minutes for a workshop that I wanted. Just something. It's available. Okay, it can integrate to GitHub. You can push your software to GitHub. Okay, you can integrate to Vercel. You can publish your application on Vercel for sure. And what your cost? API calls. And you can have a project on Google AI Studio. And for this, you can have, for example, a limit or a usage limit, for example, and that's okay. And I can try. I always another one. Let me see the HTTP client. Oh, I try. That's good. For example, if I want to test some API and I don't have my computer and I don't have my own Postman, okay, I can have an HTTP client, an HTTP simulator. I'm going to teach a workshop. Okay, my students doesn't have, for example, uh, Postman installed on their machines. Okay, just use this link. Is HTTP client vercel.app. Let me see. Let me see where this one. Let me see if it's okay on my website. Let me see just one thing. Published easy HTTP client vercel.app. Here we are. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to optimize all of my stuff that I am not able to do. I'm not able to make a good front end. Okay, Diet, do it for me, please. Lovable, do it for me, but I don't want to pay $20 a month to use you. I don't want to use your $5, your daily $5. Okay, I just want to use my API tokens that I still have. I have $250 of API tokens on OpenAI because I went to an event and I earned this to participate of this event, and I want to use this. I don't want to pay any more. Okay, so now I just pay Claude Claude subscription, and I use these tools.
Great. You just have the
That's awesome.
freedom on
Yes,
choosing the provider
freedom.
you want.
Yes,
That's the thing.
and
And
I'm starting a new project because I'd like to make a CLI project to act like a Claude with my single skills, and I'd like to use any kind of provider.
great.
Just this.
Hey,
So we'll have easy CLI.
Yes.
An easy
yeah.
CLI. Nice.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Hey, Isidro, just a quick question. You
Yeah,
mentioned about
please.
in your slides a lot of roles with the
Yes.
skills. I believe that you used AI in a prompt or in many prompts to create these skills for each role, right? You probably I want to a consultant, advisor, a
Yeah.
financial
Yeah.
advisor. Then you started
Yes.
talking with AI until you
Yes.
got that refined and you got that skill ready, and then you
Perfect.
move to the next
Yes.
one.
Yes. Usually, what do I want to what I want to do when I want to, what do I do when I want to create a skill? I try to talk to my chat. I need this. I have this kind of problem. I have this kind of skills. I don't have the skills I need, and I work on this kind of market industry. I have this one. I have with those abilities. I have these needs, and please help me create in a prompt. Firstly, a prompt for this to solve this. If I give you a contract, please give my give me a report of this contract with some kind of insights, good and bad insights. Okay. Is that good? Did I review? I was satisfied with this. Okay, turn it into a skill
Mhm.
and create this skill for me. So now I have a managed unit to share with my future team.
Yeah.
That I'm trying to prepare my single person company to be a multiple person company, trying uh, to have a more soft onboarding of every teammate,
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. Hey, Professor, we are
Yeah,
approaching the end of the session, but
yeah,
I think we have some questions. Do you have
yeah,
time to answer it?
for sure, for
For example,
sure.
here in the chat, Mateus is asking, how do you manage switching between multiple contexts? How many simultaneous sessions do you handle usually?
Yeah.
I can't use more than two on Cloud Pro. Yeah. Also, I can't avoid the 5 hours limit too with Opus
that
4.8.
that's a I think that's the motivation that I try to make my own CLI, because you have these kind of limitations, and it's a good thing because, for example, those virtual professionals don't work simultaneously necessarily. I can use, for example, my meeting secretary. Okay, eventually it can work. My commercial proposal generator. Okay, once in a month, twice in a month. Okay, my calendar organizer. Okay, once a week, twice a week, 2 times a day, 3 times a day. It's not a problem. So my invoice emitter. Okay, once a month, only the last day of the month. Okay. For example, my law consultant, whatever when I receive some kind of contract, EasyFlix support when my student here, I think here is the most used tool, but it's not. It can use the Anthropic API call, but it cannot use, for example, Claude sessions. That's the point. All of these virtual employees, virtual professionals, don't work simultaneously. And okay, I have those skills. That's it. And when I need, I can invoke them. Can I answer your question, Mateus? Is that good?
I think it is. And he
Okay.
also said, fix with no mistakes. No
Yes,
mistakes.
please create a new version of GTA 6 with no mistakes,
That will work for sure.
Yeah.
So, Professor, I want to
Yeah.
thank you. Uh,
Oh,
I always learn a lot with you. Thank you so
thank you
much,
so
and thank
much,
you guys
guys.
that was with us here live. And if you're not live, no problem. I hope you learn the things we learned today with Professor Isidro. And anyone has a final statement? Anyone from
Yeah.
here?
Well, we just want to thank
Go
you,
ahead.
Isidro. It was a great session. It's
My
great,
pleasure,
always
guys.
great to have you here. We're always learning from you, and you brought us a lot of insights here on the usage of
Oh,
AI, on the usage of skills, and especially how you can empower yourself. How if you see yourself as a company the way I do. My it's the I say it's me myself company. It's always the own
yeah,
name. AI can be your whole team,
yeah,
helping you in almost everything from your company,
yes.
from your finances to the product that you build. And it's great insights you brought us on today. I believe it was very worthy for everyone here. So, thank you very much for bringing this to us, Isidro. Thank you a lot.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate talk to you, to talk to your audience. And Mateus, let's chit chat later to talk about this. Count with me. Thank you so much, guys. I'm feeling
Mhm.
home being with you. Thank you.
So,
Thank
So
you so
again,
much.
yeah, go
Thank
ahead,
you so
Sheila.
much, Professor Isidro, for a lot of advice how to start out your one-man
Oh,
company with a lot of agents. So it was really instructive for me. I
thank you
know.
so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Professor. It's I think this will be our life from now, because this is being empowered by AI is something that everybody gonna need to know how to do it, and
Mm.
this is exactly what we need to
Thank
focus on
you.
now.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
guys. My
And
pleasure.
like
Thank
I
you.
always says, if you don't know anything about the AI yet, you better hurry up. Not with anxiety, but with curiosity,
Yeah.
because AI it's becoming something so essential in your daily lives as much as in our careers. So we just learn a lot on and try it by yourself, like Isidro just mentioned some slides ago.
Thank you so much,
Yes.
guys.
So, Professor, thank you so much for your time, for your knowledge, and for your friendship. And thank you guys so much. Please subscribe to the channel,
Yeah.
and we'll be here. We are always here, every 2 weeks. So, yeah, hope to see you again. Thank you, guys. See you.
See you guys.
Thank
Thank you.
you.